Verity brings a young lad in to see this morning. She says to him, "You're privileged. Violet is our oldest resident." She says, "Spencer's going to ask you a few questions. It's about the past." Poor looking lad. Bonny face. Floppy clothes. Shirt tail hanging out. I says to him, "Is that your big brother's jumper?" He says, "No, it's right smart, is this." Takes out his notebook and pencil. Then he says, "What was it like then?" I said, "Well," he said, "were things better or worse?" I said, "Well, my legs were better." He said he didn't mean that. Just then Verity comes back in. He says, "She doesn't seem to know what I'm talking about." She says, "Well, she's had a stroke. Come on, I'll find you somebody else." I said to Francis, "It'd mean trams and whatnot. Strikes, tin baths, the war." Francis says, "What war?" I said, "The proper war. When all the young lads went off and got killed. Never again. That war." He looked right sad. And he said, "Did you have a young man?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Violet, hold my hand." And I did. And then he said, "What was he like?" I said his name was Edward. They had a little confectioner's shop down Tong Road. He used to bring me Mum a vanilla slice. Every time I come round, a vanilla slice. When you were courting in them days, it were like when you fight. He said, "Struggle." I said, "Aye." He'd managed to get one button undone one night and another the next. And lasses weren't supposed to do much in them days. Just lie back and get ready to draw the line. But I'd let him get so far one night, so next time he'd know where the front line was, so he'd get there that much faster, push on that bit further. Another button, you know. It was that grudging somehow. But it was the way you felt you had to be then. Anyway, he went off to France next day. He were in camp over at Church Fenton, and had given him a pass for his last night. My mum, oh, she were a good un. She put some anemones in a vase. I love anemones. And she lit a fire in front room. And then she reckoned she had to stay at night at me Auntie Florence's. Folk were a lot better in them days than they're ever given credit for all they were so straight-laced. Well, I gave him his tea. And then we went and sat in front room. And he started on like undoing my buttons and kissing and whatnot. Only I'd wanted to look nice, so I put my best frock on. And he couldn't fathom how it unfastened. Poor lamb. He was so fed up and finished with them flaming buttons, he gave up. I should have just taken it off, but I didn't. He'd taken his leggings off, his puttees, because they were hot. And they were in his shirt sleeves. They were right rough khaki shirts in them days, really cheap and itchy. And after a bit, he gets up off the sofa and he says, "Hang this lot." And he takes his shirt off and everything else besides. Bye. And he looked at a picture with fire and that. Not a mark on him. Doesn't say a word. Just stands there. And then he says, "Take your clothes off now." And I didn't. And I wanted him so much. I don't know. It was just the way I've been brought up. He just stood there, looking down at me. And then he picks his clothes up, goes next door. And after a bit, I heard front door bang. They look old in photographs when you see them today. But they weren't. They were lads like you. And just as grand.
Now is the hour for me to say goodbye.
I saw yellow thing, lad on bike, rings. Telegram. His sister fetches it round. And a vanilla slice for Mam. And then after a bit, they had a letter reckoning to be from King, like everybody did who'd lost somebody. They say I'll be getting a telegram soon for my birthday. Francis was still holding me hand. He said, "Do you know something, Violet? You know that you never once said, 'What's he called?' or 'What do you call it?' You knew all the words." I said, "Aye. But I should have let him, shouldn't I?" I've never forgiven myself. He's still holding me hand. He said, "Well, how can you know?"